Welcome to a journey of rediscovery. A journey that challenges everything you've been told about who you are and what life is truly about. If you're ready to step beyond the surface and tap into something deeper, something ancient, then you're in the right place. For centuries, wisdom from ancient cultures has whispered about a fundamental truth that's been buried beneath layers of misconceptions, distractions, and societal programming. This truth isn't something you need to learn from outside, it's something you need to remember. Imagine that for a moment, everything you've ever sought, all the answers you've been searching for, are already inside you. Today, we're going to explore one of the most profound and transformative techniques ever known, a technique so powerful that it was deliberately kept hidden. Not because it didn't work, but because it worked too well. It has the potential to awaken the deepest parts of you, the parts that have been waiting in silence for centuries. But this technique was kept from the masses, not because it's dangerous, but because those in power fear what happens when you wake up. They fear an awakened soul. This technique isn't about adding new knowledge to your mind, but about removing the layers of falsehoods that have been placed over you. The greatest deception isn't ignorance, but the belief that we are something we are not. What if everything you've been told about yourself, your purpose, your potential, your true nature, isn't the truth? What if today you could remember who you really are? What if you could finally hear that inner voice, the one that has never left, the one that's been there all along, waiting for you to listen? In the coming moments, we'll dive into this forbidden technique, and I'll show you how it can help you uncover the most sacred part of yourself, the part that remembers who you truly are. But before we begin, if this message resonates with you, if you feel even a spark of curiosity, I encourage you to subscribe and like this video. Share it with anyone who needs to hear it. The journey of awakening isn't meant to be walked alone, let's walk it together. The forbidden technique. Throughout history, there has always been a shared belief that humans have forgotten their true nature. Ancient wisdom traditions, from the east to the west, from the mystics of ancient Egypt to the seers of India, all taught that our lives as we know them are like a dream. We walk through the world, disconnected from our real selves, living in a state of perpetual sleep. And just as in a dream, there are ways to wake up. One of the most profound truths that has been hidden for so long is that the path to awakening doesn't require learning something new, it requires remembering. The great mystery is not that we don't know who we are, but that we've forgotten it. The technique we're about to discuss is the key to this remembrance. It is not an intellectual pursuit or a set of steps you memorize. It's not about gaining knowledge, it's about realigning your consciousness, tuning into the frequency of who you truly are. It's the practice of removing everything that isn't you so that what remains is pure, unfiltered truth. This ancient practice goes by many names across different cultures. In ancient Egypt, the priest spoke of a rite of passage in which initiates underwent a symbolic death. Their physical bodies rested, but their consciousness journeyed through unseen realms, coming back transformed, having crossed the veil into the depths of the soul. They remembered who they were, not as mere mortals, but as divine beings. Similarly, in ancient Greece, the Orphic mysteries taught that the soul is trapped within the body, but this was seen not as a curse but as part of a grand purification process. Through breathwork, chanting, and trance states, initiates would temporarily free their souls, allowing them to glimpse their divine origins. These experiences, they said, were irreversible. Once the soul has glimpsed the truth of its existence, it can never forget again. And in the East, the sages of India spoke of the technique of smarana, the practice of remembering what the soul already knows. The idea wasn't that we need to acquire more information or knowledge, but that we need to detach from everything that distracts us, to quiet the noise of the world so we can reconnect with our true selves. Across all these traditions, the core principle remains the same. Remembering who you are isn't about learning something new, it's about reconnecting with the truth deep inside you. It's about peeling away the layers that have been placed on top of your soul, getting rid of the false identities that have been forced upon you by society, and rediscovering the essence of who you really are. What happened to this wisdom? So, if this technique is so powerful and transformative, why was it hidden from the public? Why wasn't it passed down through the generations? The answer lies in the forces that have controlled knowledge throughout history. As civilizations rose and empires grew, those in power realized that the true wisdom of the ancients, the knowledge of the soul, posed a direct threat to their authority. Because when the soul awakens, when a person remembers who they really are, they can no longer be controlled. It's not an accident that most of this knowledge was suppressed, twisted, or hidden. Ancient traditions that once thrived on these teachings were destroyed, buried beneath the weight of dogma and the rise of religious institutions. What once was a path to spiritual freedom became rigid, empty rituals meant to keep people asleep. The technique we are discussing today was once a tool of spiritual liberation. It was a way for humans to step beyond the physical world and reconnect with the divine truth that lies within each of us. But over time, as power shifted, those in control made sure that this knowledge was lost to the masses. Instead of awakening the soul, they imposed external control systems that kept people ignorant of their true potential. But now, this knowledge is starting to surface again. It's not a new idea or a forgotten secret, it's a memory that's been buried deep within humanity, waiting to be rediscovered by those who are ready to receive it. If you're here, if you've stumbled across this video, it may be because you're one of those people who's ready to remember. If you're starting to feel the stirrings of something deep within, something ancient, stay tuned. In the next part, we'll uncover exactly how this forbidden technique works and how you can begin using it to activate your own spiritual awakening. This isn't about theoretical ideas, it's about practical steps you can take, right now, to reconnect with your true essence. Stay with us, and remember to hit the like button if you haven't already. Share this message with others who are ready to awaken, and don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom that could change your life. The Forgotten Path to Reconnect Ion. In the first part, we began to unravel the idea that you are not what you've been told. We explored the hidden wisdom of ancient cultures, revealing that true knowledge doesn't come from learning more, but from remembering who you really are. Now, let's take the next step on this journey. What if I told you that this technique, this ancient practice that has been hidden for so long, is not a mystery to be solved, but a process to be experienced? A process that's not about gaining new information, but about reconnecting with the essence that already resides deep within you. In this part, we'll dive deeper into how this technique works in a practical sense. We'll look at how it activates your soul's memory, helping you break free from the false layers that have been placed on you. But to truly understand this, we must first discuss the 3 key phases that make up the process. These phases aren't rigid steps to follow, they are states of being to embody, experiences to be felt. Together, they form a complete practice that can help you rediscover your true self. So, before we move further, if you're feeling the call of remembrance, I invite you to subscribe, like, and share this video with anyone who may need to hear this. This isn't just about awakening your own soul, it's about helping others find their way to the truth too. Phase 1, clearing the noise of the false self. The first phase of this technique is about deprogramming the false self. This is where most of us begin. We all have mental habits, beliefs, and identities that aren't truly ours. They've been handed down to us by society, by family, by friends, and sometimes even by strangers. These are the thoughts and patterns we've accepted without question, the masks we wear without realizing it. The first step in this practice is to start identifying what's not truly you. Ask yourself, what beliefs do I hold that aren't mine? What fears or desires have been instilled in me by others? What voices am I listening to that don't come from my true essence? At this stage, the goal isn't to fight these thoughts and habits. It's about observing them, becoming aware of them, and realizing they were never a part of your true self to begin with. This can be uncomfortable because we tend to hold on to what feels familiar. But the process of awakening requires us to let go of the things that have shaped us falsely. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a cluttered room. This first phase is like cleaning that room out. It's about removing the things that don't belong. And as you clear away the mental clutter, you make space for something new, something real. This phase isn't about perfection. It's about being honest with yourself and willing to look deeper. By simply recognizing these false patterns, you begin to loosen their grip on you. And as you do this, your true self starts to shine through, even if just a little at first. Phase 2, awakening the inner sense. Once you've started clearing out the noise of the false self, the next phase is about awakening your inner sense. This inner sense is something you've always had, but may have never fully recognized. It's not the logical mind, and it's not the emotional body, it's the direct perception of the soul. It's a knowing, a feeling, a deep awareness that transcends thought and emotion. This is the part of you that can see the truth beyond the surface of things. It's the part of you that can sense what's real, even when the world around you is full of distractions. And the most beautiful part? This inner sense doesn't require you to think or analyze, it simply is. To activate this inner sense, you don't need to force anything. You need to learn how to tune into it. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through mindful breathing. As you breathe, focus on the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. Feel the energy within you, the subtle shifts that occur as you align your mind with your body. You'll begin to notice that when you pay attention to your breath, you're also paying attention to something deeper, something that connects you to the present moment in a way that goes beyond thought. In addition to mindful breathing, silent rituals can be incredibly helpful. Whether it's a brief moment of stillness, a quiet walk in nature, or simply closing your eyes and focusing inward, these rituals help you tune out the external noise and tune into the wisdom that lies inside. A key concept in this phase is the use of symbols. The images that arise in your mind during these moments of quiet, whether it's a flame, a lotus, or something entirely unique to you, are not just symbols. They are representations of ancient truths, the language of your soul. These symbols are bridges that connect you to your soul's memory. They are not to be interpreted with the mind but felt with the heart. As you allow these symbols to emerge naturally, you'll begin to feel something deeper stirring within you. These symbols don't create ideas, they awaken memories. Phase 3, resonance with your true name. The final phase is perhaps the most profound, resonance with your true name. Deep spiritual traditions across the world speak of the soul's true name. This isn't a word that can be spoken, it's not a label or a title. It's a frequency, a vibration that encapsulates the essence of who you are at the most fundamental level. The true name of your soul is not something that can be discovered through logic or intellect. It's something you feel. It's an inner knowing that resonates in every cell of your being. It's when you step into that frequency and feel the undeniable certainty of, this is who I truly am. When you begin to resonate with this true name, it's like the door to your deepest self swings wide open. You no longer need to search for the answers because you've already found them within. The noise of the false self, the distractions of the world, fade into the background, and what remains is the pure, unshakable knowledge of your true nature. If you're starting to feel the stirring of this truth, if you're sensing that your soul's memory is beginning to awaken, you're not alone. The next phase is about living in this awareness every day, about keeping this resonance alive in your life. In the next part, we'll explore how to integrate this technique into your daily existence, turning it into a continuous practice of remembrance. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with anyone who is ready to remember. The journey of awakening is ongoing, and every step you take brings you closer to the truth of who you really are. Living your truth every day. In the previous parts, we've explored how to clear away the noise of the false self and awaken the deep, inner sense that connects us to our true nature. We've learned that this awakening isn't about learning something new, but about remembering the wisdom that's always been inside us. Now, it's time to take this practice beyond theory and into daily life. How do you carry the light of remembrance with you as you go through your daily routine? How do you ensure that the truth of your soul isn't something you feel only in quiet moments of meditation, but something that shines through in everything you do? The answer lies in integrating the techniques we've discussed into the fabric of your everyday existence. But before we continue, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share this video with anyone you feel could benefit from this wisdom. Awakening isn't just for a select few, it's for anyone who's ready to answer the call. The power of active silence. The first key to living this truth every day is something that sounds deceptively simple: active silence. In a world full of distractions, noise, and constant stimulation, silence has become a rare and precious commodity. But it's also one of the most powerful tools in this practice of remembrance. Active silence isn't just the absence of sound, it's the presence of your full attention in the moment. It's when you allow yourself to pause and be with yourself, without the need to seek anything, without the need to escape into distractions. When you practice active silence, you create a space for your soul's memory to rise up. Try this: set aside a few minutes each day, no matter how busy your schedule is, to simply be silent. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Don't try to force anything. Just observe what's happening inside. Let your thoughts come and go without judgment. Let your emotions flow without attachment. This time is for you to reconnect with your true self. When you practice active silence regularly, you begin to tune into the deeper layers of your being. The noise of the world starts to fade away, and in its place, you'll find clarity, peace, and the resonance of your soul's truth. Turning actions into rituals. The next step in living your truth every day is turning your actions into rituals. We often view our everyday tasks as mundane or insignificant, but in reality, every moment is an opportunity to align with the divine frequency of who we are. This practice is about being fully present in everything you do, whether it's eating, walking, talking, or working. Every action, when done with presence, becomes an act of remembrance. The simple act of eating can become a sacred ritual when you bring your full awareness to it. Instead of rushing through your meals, take a moment to savor each bite, to be present with the nourishment that you're receiving. As you eat, remind yourself that this body, this life, is a sacred vessel that holds the memory of your soul. When you walk, feel the ground beneath your feet, and connect with the earth. As you breathe, imagine you are breathing in the energy of the universe itself, grounding yourself in the present moment. When you speak, do so with intention. Speak from the center of your being, not from the ego or from societal expectations, but from the deep truth of who you are. By turning everyday actions into rituals, you bring more mindfulness and reverence into your life. You start to see the sacred in everything, and that constant remembrance keeps your soul's truth alive. Mindfulness of your environment. Your environment plays a significant role in how you experience life. The people you interact with, the places you go, and the media you consume all shape your inner vibration. If you want to stay connected to your true self, you must be mindful of what you feed your mind and spirit. What kind of energy are you allowing into your life? Are you surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, who encourage you to remember who you are, or are you allowing negative influences to cloud your judgment and peace? Are you spending your time with people who help you grow spiritually, or are you trapped in relationships that reinforce false identities? Your environment isn't just the physical space around you, it's the mental, emotional, and spiritual space that you create. The books you read, the media you consume, the conversations you have, they all contribute to the vibration you carry. If you want to stay aligned with your true self, be mindful of what you allow to enter your consciousness. If you find yourself in situations that don't align with your true essence, it's important to make adjustments. This could mean removing toxic influences from your life, setting boundaries with others, or simply taking a step back from certain environments that drain your energy. By cleaning up your environment, both physical and mental, you create a space where your soul's memory can flourish. Another powerful practice to integrate into your daily life is speaking from your soul. This doesn't mean talking more, in fact, it often means speaking less. In a world where talking has become an art of filling the silence with words, true communication comes from a deeper place. When you speak from your soul, your words are not just sounds, they are vibrations, echoes of truth that resonate with others. Before you speak, pause for a moment and ask yourself, am I speaking from my true self, or am I speaking from a mask, a conditioned response, or a need for approval? When you speak, do so with the intention of sharing your truth, not just repeating what others have said or trying to impress someone. Speak with clarity, with intention, and with the resonance of your soul. When you speak from this place, your words have power. They don't just convey information, they carry the vibration of your essence. And when others hear your words, they too may feel the resonance of truth. Living as if you already know. Finally, to truly live in alignment with your soul's truth, act as if you already know who you are. This may sound paradoxical, but it's an essential part of the awakening process. The soul does not reveal itself to someone who is constantly in doubt, someone who is unsure of their true nature. It shows up when it sees you willing to live as though you already know the truth, even before you fully understand it. Imagine walking through life as if you are already the person you've always been meant to be. Walk with the confidence that you are more than the stories you've been told. Love as though you've always known the power of unconditional love. Speak and act as if your soul's truth is already alive within you. This practice doesn't mean pretending to be something you're not. It's about stepping into the essence of who you are, trusting that your soul knows the way. When you live from this place, the world around you starts to shift. Your actions become more intentional, your relationships become more authentic, and your life begins to reflect the truth you've always known deep down. If you found this part of the journey resonating with you, I encourage you to integrate these practices into your life. The journey of remembrance is ongoing, and every step you take helps you align more deeply with the truth of who you really are. Don't forget to like this video if you found it valuable, and share it with others who are also seeking to remember their true selves. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe for more wisdom. Navigating life's challenges on the path of remembrance. We've already explored how to clear away the false self, awaken your inner sense, and integrate this ancient technique into your daily life. But now, we face one of the most critical parts of the journey, maintaining the awakening through life's challenges. Life has a way of testing us, pulling us back into old habits, and throwing distractions in our path. You may find that as you begin to remember who you truly are, the world around you seems to get louder. You may encounter doubts, fears, and challenges that threaten to pull you off your path. It's important to understand that these challenges are not obstacles, they are opportunities to deepen your practice. In this part, we'll explore how to stay grounded in your truth, even in the face of adversity. We'll look at how to maintain the resonance of your soul amidst the noise and chaos of life. Staying connected in the midst of chaos. The world is full of noise, physical, emotional, and mental distractions. From the constant bombardment of news, social media, and external expectations, it can feel like the world is designed to keep us disconnected from our true selves. But if you've been practicing the techniques we've discussed so far, you'll have an anchor that allows you to stay grounded in your truth, even when the world feels overwhelming. The key is to remain centered. When the external world becomes too loud or chaotic, it's easy to lose your inner peace. But this is where the practice of active silence, which we discussed earlier, becomes essential. Active silence isn't just something you do when you're meditating or in quiet moments, it's a way of living. Even in the midst of the most chaotic situations, you can return to that quiet center within. When you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to pause. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and reconnect with your soul's resonance. In these moments, remind yourself that you are not the noise around you. You are the stillness within. This may seem difficult at first, especially in high-stress environments, but with practice, you'll find that no matter what's going on in your external world, you can always return to the truth of who you are. Your soul's memory is always within you, waiting for you to recognize it. Embracing challenges as part of the awakening process. As you walk the path of remembrance, you may encounter challenges, some big, some small, that test your resolve. These challenges can come in many forms: personal loss, unexpected changes, financial struggles, or even inner doubts and fears. It's easy to become discouraged in the face of such challenges, but if you see them through the lens of spiritual awakening, you'll understand that they are not roadblocks but opportunities for growth. Every challenge is a chance to practice the principles of remembrance in real time. When faced with difficulties, ask yourself, how can I stay connected to my true self in this moment? For example, when you're facing a conflict with someone, can you approach it from a place of inner peace, rather than reacting from ego or fear? When you're dealing with a setback, can you trust that it's part of the bigger picture and use it as an opportunity to strengthen your faith in yourself and your soul's wisdom? Remember, awakening is not about avoiding life's difficulties, it's about responding to them from a place of truth and inner knowing. The more you practice staying aligned with your soul, the easier it will become to face challenges with grace and clarity. The importance of compassion and forgiveness. Another critical aspect of maintaining your spiritual awakening is cultivating compassion and forgiveness, both for yourself and for others. The process of remembering who you truly are can sometimes bring up past pain, old wounds, and unresolved issues. These can feel like heavy burdens, but they are also opportunities for healing. When you remember your true self, you are not only reconnecting with your higher consciousness, but you are also reuniting with the parts of you that were once broken or lost. This process can trigger old emotions, memories, and traumas. And while it can be difficult to face these aspects of yourself, it's an essential part of the healing process. The key is to approach this with compassion. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made, the choices you regret, and the pain you've carried. Understand that these experiences don't define you, they are simply part of your journey. By embracing your flaws and imperfections, you allow yourself to move forward with a deeper sense of self-love and acceptance. Likewise, practice forgiveness toward others. People who have wronged you, hurt you, or caused you pain are often simply reflections of the false self, acting out of fear, confusion, and separation. Recognizing this can help you let go of resentment and anger, freeing yourself from the weight of these emotions. When you forgive, you release yourself from the chains of the past, allowing your soul to continue its journey of remembrance. Integrating the truth into your relationships. As you continue to awaken to the truth of who you are, you'll find that your relationships begin to shift as well. The more connected you become to your true self, the more authentic your connections with others will be. You'll no longer feel the need to hide behind masks or play roles in your relationships. Instead, you'll be able to show up as your true, unfiltered self. This doesn't mean that every relationship will be easy or without conflict. Relationships are mirrors, they show us where we still need healing, growth, and understanding. But when you live from your soul, you approach these relationships from a place of authenticity and compassion, rather than fear or ego. This also means learning to surround yourself with people who support your growth and awakening. Seek out relationships that encourage you to be your true self, rather than those that pull you back into old patterns or false identities. These supportive relationships will help you stay grounded in your truth as you continue on the path of remembrance. Living from your soul, every day. The ultimate goal of this process is to live from your soul, not just in moments of quiet reflection, but in every aspect of your life. When you live from this place, decisions become easier, relationships become more meaningful, and your life takes on a deeper sense of purpose. You stop searching for answers outside of yourself, because you've already found them within. Living from your soul is not about perfection, it's about being honest with yourself, staying present in the moment, and constantly remembering who you truly are. It's about embracing the journey, no matter how challenging, and trusting that every step you take brings you closer to the truth of your being. If you feel the power of this practice resonating within you, it's time to take it to the next level. Remember, the journey doesn't stop here, it's a continuous process of awakening, and every challenge you face is part of that process. If this message has touched you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep this journey going together. Share this video with someone who is ready to remember their true self. The world needs more awakened souls. Embracing your soul's purpose and legacy. Welcome to the final part of our journey, where we bring everything together. In the previous parts, we've cleared away the layers of the false self, awakened the deeper layers of your soul's memory, and learned how to live from your true essence every day. Now, it's time to explore the ultimate question: what is your soul's purpose? As you begin to remember who you truly are, you might start to wonder, why was I born? What is my unique purpose in this world? This is where the power of your awakening becomes truly transformative, not just for you, but for the world around you. In this final part, we'll explore how to align with your soul's purpose, how to live authentically in a way that leaves a lasting impact, and how to create a legacy that will continue long after you're gone. But before we continue, if you've been following this journey with us, make sure to subscribe and like this video. Share it with anyone who you think is ready to awaken and step into their own truth. This isn't just about personal transformation, it's about collective evolution. Understanding your soul's purpose. At the heart of this practice of remembrance is the understanding that your soul has a unique purpose, something that only you can fulfill. This purpose isn't something you need to search for outside of yourself. It's already inside you, waiting for you to reconnect with it. When you align with your soul's purpose, you start to live from a place of deep fulfillment. It's no longer about seeking validation from the external world, because you are living in alignment with the deepest truth of who you are. Your purpose isn't about what others think you should do, it's about expressing your truest self in every moment. But how do you discover this purpose? The answer lies in your soul's resonance. The more you practice the techniques we've discussed, active silence, mindful action, resonance with your true name, the clearer your purpose will become. Your purpose isn't just an idea, it's a vibration. It's a feeling, a knowing, a deep inner certainty that emerges as you continue to reconnect with your true self. It's important to remember that your soul's purpose doesn't have to be something grand or world-changing. It can be as simple as being a loving parent, a wise teacher, or a compassionate friend. Your purpose might manifest in your unique way of interacting with the world, or in the small, everyday choices you make. No purpose is too small or insignificant, because every action aligned with your soul's truth creates a ripple effect that impacts everything around you. Living authentically, from inner knowing to outer action. Once you've connected with your soul's purpose, the next step is to live it authentically. This means expressing your soul's truth in every aspect of your life. It's about bringing your inner knowing into the outer world through your actions, words, and relationships. Living authentically requires courage. It means stepping out of the comfort zone of what society expects from you and following the path that your soul is guiding you toward. It's about being true to yourself, no matter how unconventional that path may seem. In the process of awakening, you may feel moments of doubt or fear. These are natural, they're the voices of the false self trying to pull you back into old patterns. But when you recognize them for what they are, you can move through them with ease. You'll realize that living authentically is not about never feeling fear, it's about choosing to act in alignment with your truth, despite the fear. Living authentically also means letting go of the need for external approval. When you are aligned with your soul's purpose, you no longer seek validation from the world. You trust yourself and your inner guidance. This allows you to live with a sense of peace and confidence that doesn't depend on the approval of others. Creating a legacy of remembrance. As you continue to live authentically, you may start to think about the legacy you'll leave behind. The beautiful thing about living from your soul is that your legacy doesn't have to be something monumental. It's the small, everyday acts of authenticity, compassion, and truth that leave a lasting impact. Your legacy is the imprint you leave on the world through your actions. When you live from your soul, you naturally inspire others to do the same. Your soul's truth becomes a beacon for others who are seeking their own path to remembrance. By embodying your true self, you become a guide for those who are ready to awaken. But creating a legacy isn't just about inspiring others, it's also about the personal transformation you undergo. Every time you remember a piece of who you are, you contribute to the collective awakening of humanity. The more you remember your truth, the more you help raise the vibration of the world. Even after you're gone, the energy of your soul's purpose continues to ripple outward. The people you've touched, the lives you've impacted, and the energy you've put into the world all contribute to the ongoing journey of awakening. Embracing the fullness of your soul's truth. In the end, living from your soul is about embracing the fullness of who you are. It's about recognizing that you are part of a greater cosmic symphony, an eternal consciousness that continues to unfold and evolve. You are not a separate entity, but a living, breathing expression of the universe itself. As you continue to walk this path, remember that awakening isn't a destination, it's a process, a journey that will continue for the rest of your life. The more you practice, the deeper your connection to your soul will become. And with each step, you'll feel a greater sense of peace, joy, and purpose. As we wrap up this series, I invite you to reflect on everything you've learned. Remember, your true purpose has always been inside you. You don't need to search for it outside. It's waiting for you to recognize it, to align with it, and to live it every day. If you feel the call to continue on this path, to continue remembering who you truly are, I encourage you to subscribe and share this message with others who are ready to awaken. Let's create a world where every soul is free to live authentically, where every person remembers the truth of who they are. This is not the end of your journey, it's just the beginning. Keep walking, keep remembering, and keep shining your light into the world. You are not just here to exist, You are here to remember, to awaken, and to live your truth. Thank you for being part of this journey. Keep sharing the light, and remember, the truth of who you are has already begun to awaken.